I'm Dave Gray, and this week I learned the word for pitching a tent in Japanese. Yay!
You
And then I taught the guys what that word is,
did,
and
you did.
yeah, it's Makori, Mokori, Mokkori. Now I taught you what it is. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Craig, film enjoyer, and owner of the two most diarrhea-prone pugs in the history of pugs, and they go back many, many centuries, and to like some like ancient Chinese emperor, and my two are easily the most prone to diarrhea. Woo!
I'm Tyler Hosley, and I got to meet Method Man last weekend, and I may have fanboyed just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little. You mean did you fanboy on his shoes? Did he have to send them off to be clean?
Maybe. Probably. Good chance.
I'm Kevin Matthews, Scottish film fan living in England, and this week I learned that Christopher McQuarrie probably doesn't go about Japan telling people his name much, unless it's just to Tom Cruise, because Tom Cruise has been pitching a tent in his pants for him for years. And this is Raiders of a Podcast.
Yay!
Woo!
I have a hard time yaying that.
Well, McQuarrie, I figured it's close enough.
It is pretty close. It's close enough for Tom Cruise.
Exactly.
We don't know that they're lovers. We just suspect that they are.
No, and
that they're
No,
lovers.
I know.
He's definitely his new favorite person over the past decade or so.
Yeah.
Did they first work together on? Was it like the fourth Mission Impossible? I think.
Well, technically, the Nazi film, they would have worked together.
Of course, yeah, Valkyrie. And I
Yeah.
saw that interview where Cruise is on about making it happen with the Burj Khalifa thing. I'm sure he said it was McQuarrie that was like something like, green for go, red for dead, or something with the gloves on the side of the windows. So he was obviously palling around with them then.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Valkyrie's first, then Reacher, actually tomorrow.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But he's been on the periphery for a while.
Yeah.
I want to say. We're in that strange transition period the past week or so between the fun of Halloween Town and then going into Noirvember, and I think I've generally been doing quite well with my watches. So I finally broke into my own The World Noir Volume 1 set from Radiance Films. But Craig, do you have any of those sets?
I don't. I missed them, and I'm annoyed. I'm just sticking to their Japanese stuff at the moment. I'll have to.
Well, you'll let us. So there's a Japanese film in the set that I checked out, but I get it. Like, there's limited funds, limited space. There's only so much you can do. But once I'd got the first one or two, I'm like, right, I have to buy these whenever they're released.
Yeah, I bet you did the same with the what are they called? Powerhouse Indicator. I bet you bought one of their noir sets, and now you own them all.
Yeah, I've got a shelf full of the Columbia Noir and the sample stuff and all the Hammer. Like at this point, those companies could release a box with a freshly laid turd in it and just label it in the right category. And I'm like, but I need the set. So anyway, I thought I would start back at World Noir Volume 1. And there's a film in there called I Am Waiting. And it's really good. Just like a really solid little noir. There's an ex-boxer who's regretting some of his life choices and hoping to move away to be with his brother in, I think it's Brazil. He meets this woman who is trying to escape her life because she's being forced to keep singing in a club by gangsters, even though her voice is sort of gone from how good it once was. And that's that kind of classic setup there. They meet one another and support one another and look at a way to hopefully move forward. And it was just like, it's got a really nice balance of tone because it's that typical, bleak tinged noir. And I say bleak tinged, to put it mildly, considering what usually happens in a wide variety of noir films. But it has this really sweet center and this sort of unlikely bit of optimism because of the leads, and they are played by Yujiro Ishihara. He plays the former boxer, and the woman is played by Mai Kitahara. Both just do really well together. So it's from Nikatsu, who have turned out loads of films over decades, and I had a few of the. I think Arrow did a couple of Nikatsu sets with standard crime thrillers and that. But this is this is just really nice, put together with care. I wasn't familiar with director Koyoshi Kurihara or writer Shintaro Ishihara, so I think I would like to try to remember their names and check out other stuff by them if I can. Who knows? I also finally watched The Hotspot after everyone telling me for years you really should see The Hotspot. And yeah, I messaged you guys because I couldn't figure out which of the leads I would rush to sleep with first. That includes Don Johnson in the mix. Jennifer Connelly's there, Don Johnson, and Virginia Madsen being just Scott Joe. Dave said Madsen put forward a good case by simply saying Madsen, and I think I would have to agree. I bizarrely like Connolly is, I would say, the weak element in that. Everyone else kind of plays to the material in a way that they ooze their charisma or their confidence or their lustiness. Connolly is. It might be partly to do with the role she has, but she's also just a little bit of a sort of damp squib in the mix.
It's Connolly in everything.
Well, not when
Everything.
she's on that rocking horse and career opportunities, Dave. But that was the impact that it made on me as a teen. So yeah, I did really like the Hotspot, and it's possibly I think a film that makes the best use of Don Johnson in a lead role. Possibly, I can think of many others that I would put above it.
So, the screenplay was actually written in 1962. It was supposed to be filmed starring Robert Mitchum.
Yes, and yeah, like you could see that being possible because of how things are placed in terms of just the different elements. But I am kind of glad it took its time, and yeah, and Dennis Hopper directs it with like just an absolute emphasis on heat and cool sound bites, which I loved. There's a little cheesy, enjoyable noir called The Man Who Cheated Himself that I watched. Now, this is on Prime Video, but it's a colorized version on Prime Video. So I did a bit of digging around to watch it elsewhere. I still have Prime now for my sins. I caved in and kept it despite wrestling with my conscience. But if I am paying for it and there's a film on there, if it's a black and white film and a colorized version, I will happily dig around other recesses of the internet and find an acceptable version of that. So I did. But the film itself is it's a fun one. It's one of those lightweight films. You never feel that it's going to, let's say, end in a fiery shootout while a city might explode in the background. Lee J. Cobb is a grizzled cop, and his brother has just been newly promoted. And then Lee J. Cobb is also seeing this married woman. They are having a meeting. Her husband comes back to catch him in the act, and the woman shoots her husband, which means Lee J. Cobb is saying, I know it was kind of just a momentary lapse of reason. I can sort this out. He moves the body, and of course, it's his brother who ends up heading up the investigative team. So that's it. He's trying to stay one step ahead of his brother, but he doesn't want to actively harm his brother, do anything too bad. It's just getting worse and worse for him. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a fun one. And then I've got a few non-noirs. I don't know. The latest one on Netflix, I think maybe it's neo-noir. Ballad of a Small Player. Did anyone else watch this yet?
Not yet.
No.
I mean, I loved it, and it is quite small scale, but tries to present it in a really grandiose way sometimes, like a deliberate, almost juxtaposition. And when I wrote the review of this on my blog, I really didn't want to seem like I was being rude or sneering at Colin Farrell. I just wanted to praise his role in this, but also make sure that people got the idea that I think for him, it's a role that maybe would have had scenes he might have not been as comfortable with as he has been in other stuff. There's a couple of times there where he wakes up very drunk and groggy and not entirely sure of the night before. And Colin Farrell's been very open about times where he would be in that state, and he's been sober for years. And I love Colin Farrell, and more power to him for his sobriety and turning things around. But yeah, there are a couple of scenes I'm watching it thinking, oh, I kind of know that feeling when I used to wake up and there was the fear. You're like, oh, I had too much to drink. What do I say? What do I do? This is that to a further degree, because he's also trying to get this big win. He's a gambler. He's had not a great time, but he is convinced, like many gamblers are, that the one big life changing win is round the corner for him again. So I really, really strongly recommend it. I could see why people might end up not liking it. It does matter, like, how much you really enjoy Farrell's performance in it. I loved it. I watched The Roses, which is the remake of The War of the Roses, Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman. It was kind of fun. It was, yeah, I mean, it was all right. It was a good enough way to pass time. I watched The House of Dynamite, the latest film from Catherine Bigelow. I liked a lot of that, but I I wasn't as won over by let's say, the third act and the final scenes. And then last but not least, I have another good one to recommend on Mubi. Well, it's called Good One. And there's a young woman played by Lily Collias who goes on a camping trip with her father, and his friend's son was supposed to join them, but has decided against that. So it's her with these two men. There is kind of banter between the men, but sometimes it seems like there's a bit more friction, and it can be a bit tense. And then there are moments where she realizes she's just in the middle of nowhere with two men. Okay, one of them is her father, but there's times where she's quite uncomfortable, and then sometimes also meet other people on the travels, and yeah, that's it explores that in a really interesting and impressive way, and I recommend it. And that's me.
Before you're done, I got one question. The version of The Man Who Cheated Himself on Amazon, was it the UCLA restoration, or was it a shitty transfer? So I've never seen the restoration. I've always wanted to. I just keep forgetting about it until somebody mentions it.
I can't remember, Dave.
Right.
It wasn't completely shitty, but it seemed from the off to be like no good, because when they colorize stuff, and you can just tell, like, it has that unnatural hue, and there are little details that don't seem quite right. So that was the main thing that was offending my eyes from the start, and yeah, it was just.
So So probably not. I've heard the restoration is excellent, so that's why.
I would say it's probably not the whatever best version is out there.
I watched Night Always Comes, which is that Netflix movie starring Vanessa Kirby and Julia Fox. I really enjoyed that one. One of the better Netflix movies I've seen in a couple months, actually. It's pretty good. And I watched Searching, the Skype screen time thriller with John Cho. Also really enjoyed that one a lot. I just really love those screen time movies. I don't know what it is about those fucking movies, but I find them endlessly entertaining, and I hope they continue to make them. Like I love Unfriended, The Den, Ratter, Missing. I can watch these all fucking day and be thoroughly entertained. I don't know, there's something about them that just like.
Same.
Ratter is one of the most underrated of that group. With with what's her name from Pretty Little Liars, Ashley Benson. She's incredible in that. Just so good.
The ending is ooh.
Yeah, that's a gut wrencher right there. It's so good.
Yeah.
Wish more people would watch that one because like no one talks about that movie ever.
It's not a Screenlight film, but I was nagging you. I'm going to read because I know you're watching found footage films. Watch. God damn it! The title's gone from my mind just instantly. Savage Land. You should watch Savage Land.
Oh yeah. As soon as you recommended me that, I put it on my list. I'm gonna watch that soon. It's like free everywhere, so that one looks great though.
Yeah, so it's a little gem.
Besides those two movies, I just a bunch of TV. I'm still watching called South. Oh Jesus, I forgot the name of the fucking show already. Snowfall. Jesus, Snowfall. That's great. Mayor of Kingstown. Really enjoy that one. And what's the other one that I'm watching? And I started watching. Oh, and I finished watching. I binge watched that shit. Actually, I watched Task, the HBO crime show with Mark Ruffalo. That one was excellent. Really enjoyed that one a lot. And that's me.
See,
one of my favourite new actors in. What's his name? He plays the main robber.
Oh shit. Forgot his name.
I should remember his name because he's one of my favourite. Like, I'm like a psychic now. The letter P is coming through. The letter P, but probably not. I don't know. He's a really good actor, and he was in the third season of Ozark, and he's really good. God damn it!
Yeah, I forgot his name too, but yeah, he's really good in the show.
And Banshee, he was really good in that as well. But
I had to nip to the toilet, Tyler, so you need to repeat that last couple of minutes just for me, or I'll be forced to tune in when the episode drops.
What is it? You need me to repeat what I said?
I'm only kidding.
What we can do is Dave, using his wizardry, can just do some editing where I say Tom Pelphrey. The young Tom Pelphrey is an actor I very much enjoy. Tom Pelphrey.
He is good.
He is very good. And Snowfall, I'm going to start watching that this week because the vibe I get is it's probably the nearest thing I'm going to find to The Wire.
Oh, it's so good. You will love Snowfall, Craig. Love it. It's so good.
I'm excited. I know we're in November, but all horror for me this week because I was, we had Halloween since the last episode, so we did what we always do Halloween. Each household, there's three of us, we all pick a film, and the lineup very much looks like three different people picked it. I went with 1985's Return of the Living Dead, which I've seen loads of times before. I really like it still. I want to love it, and because there is so much that I do love about it, just that there are two separate story strands in the beginning, and when they come together, it's fine. But before they come together, we keep cussing to these goddamn teenagers messing about in a cemetery, and I don't want that. I want to go back to the old gnarled character actors like panicking and trying to dispose of zombies and trying to dispose of corpses and just having a really, really, really bad night. Because it's a really, really funny dark comedy, and it's just a little too like eager to show us that actress's breasts, which I've seen too many times now. They're the most boring breasts I've ever seen. What's her name? Leanne Quigley.
Linnea.
Yeah, Linnea Quigley. I've seen her breasts too many times now over the years as a horror fan, and they just put me straight to sleep. So,
how dare you?
Yeah.
How
Well,
dare
I'm
you?
sorry. I'm sorry. They're the most boring breasts in cinema. What do you reckon about that? What about that hot take?
Don't listen to him, Linnea.
But yeah, I really like Return of the Dead. I just wish it just concentrated more on the first group of characters, because they just got these really terrifically funny old character actors just having a blast, and I really like them. And obviously, the whole aesthetic of Return of the Living Dead is amazing. Like that real EC Comics vibe with the amazing special effects, some really like sick gore at some points. The brain munching is kind of got my stomach going. It's really good. I like Return of the Living Dead. I could like it a little bit more. Then James, my stepson's pick was, he's been going on about wanting to watch this for ages because he found out there were like 13 films in the series and he became intrigued. So he watched the first film in the Bad Ben series. I did not know what to expect from the Bad Ben series because, like I said, there are 13 of these like independent horror films in the Bad Ben franchise, and I figured that could mean something awful. But I really, really enjoyed the first one. It's genuinely creepy at points. It's very like it's Paranormal Activity, and some of the creep factor of Paranormal Activity. But more than that, I'd say the thing it's closest to is it's very funny. It's like what's the name of the sitcom? The Shadows, Vampires in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. It's a bit closer to that than anything else. It's just about, there's a haunting, but the ghosts are haunting this very particular type of New Jersey guy who just can't be arsed with it. He's not terrified at any point. He's just seriously annoyed that he's trying to flip this house and there are ghosts in it, and they're getting on his nerves. And it's a funny little concept, and I had fun with it. I'm probably going to watch some of the sequels. I don't know if I'll make it up to like Bad Ben 13, the Dracula situation, but maybe. Anyone watch any of the Bad Ben films?
Yeah, I saw the first 3 maybe for the challenge a couple years ago.
Okay. Did you like any of them?
Yeah, I thought the first 2 were fine. I just didn't see the point in going on after that, though.
And they have gone on.
They have gone on.
Whoa.
Isn't
good luck to him. Indie director.
I mean, I'm glad he found a way to make it work. I just there's a time where the joke is done, and for me that was like 3, and I was like, okay.
I feel like if I was a new
fan, isn't he?
Pardon?
I think Lucas is a fan. I think.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think,
Okay.
yeah, Lucas is a pretty big fan, from what I recall. Yeah.
I feel like if I was a New Jersey guy, I'd connect it with it more because I feel like it's about a very specific kind of person. And I think some of the more weird humor might land better. But I like Bad Ben. I'll watch a couple more. Then Stephanie's pick was I can't remember what year, maybe 1958. The TV movie Whistle I'll Come to You. And I've seen that before, and it continues to be just a real shit scary time. It's got a great protagonist who's like kind of equal parts like charming and irritating, and it's got that weird vibe, when before you fall asleep or after you just woken up from a nightmare. It's got a real creepy vibe to it. It's only like 45 minutes long, and it's just perfectly paced, and the ending is a real It really makes me shudder. I really like one. I know there are dozens and dozens of versions of it. This is a really good one. Yeah, I recommend that. You can probably find that on Prime and YouTube. I watched the Toxic Avenger remake. It was fun. It had most about the Toxic Avenger, bar some of the more extreme humor. It's kind of toned that down a bit, but it had lots of gore and like this, a quite a sweet core to it. And Dinklage was great. Kevin Bacon was kind of shitty, but sometimes he really will just, take the paycheck and run. But Dinklage was great. Most of the cast were great. And yeah, I just had fun with it. Even the CGI gore didn't bother me because it was plentiful and it was flying everywhere. So I enjoyed that. Last one I just watched today. It's got two titles. One, Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, or Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. That was really good. I've not seen it before. The reviews I saw were comparing it to Night of the Living Dead, and there's no real comparison with Night of the Living Dead. It's much closer to like the Italian nasty schlock zombie stuff from like the late 70s, early 80s. Just very, very gruesome, very, very all about ominous mood and wild goings on without too much plot to bother it. I mean, there is a plot. There's a very silly plot about people using radioactive sound waves to destroy parasites on their crops, bringing corpses back to life and making babies homicidally angry. It's very stupid in that sense, but lots of atmosphere, lots of great atmosphere, lots of these kind of like ominous nature shots that look really great, and it gets pretty fucking graphic in that last half an hour. I think Tyler, I feel like it's a sort of zombie dig.
Yeah, I have not seen that one, but I'm adding it to the list.
It has some pretty strong violence in that third act. You'll know what I mean. You'll see a certain part of somebody's anatomy get ripped off, and you're like, yeah, nice one, Craig. So yeah, I think you'll quite enjoy that one. But yeah, it's been nothing but horror for me. Even since October ended, I've been knee deep in the blood and guts.
Nice. I didn't watch much. I watched two actually. I'd forgotten all about one until Kevin mentioned it. But I'll go with the one I watched today. I watched Crazy Samurai 400 verse 1. It's a Yuji uh, Shimomura film. He's done direction for like 30 years. Generally, he can be fun. It stars Tech Sakaguchi, who, if he's been in what was he in Tokyo Gore Police, ABCs of Death, versus what else? What was that baseball one? That's a lot of fun. What the fuck was that called?
Battlefield Baseball.
Battlefield Baseball. Yes, thank you. Prisoners of the Ghostland. He's in that. He's in the Machine Girl movies, Yakuza Weapon, like I think he's in Mutant Girl Squad. He's in like a lot of fun movies. And it's an ambitious 77-minute single shot. So like as a technical exercise, I think it's excellent. As an action film, it's not so great. It has some wonderful moments, but because it is a single shot, the there's some issues it runs into, just variety, shot compositions. I liked it, and I would recommend it to like Craig in a heartbeat. I think Craig would find it interesting. I think even
Hey.
Tyler might find it interesting, even if he's a little bored by it, because it does get a little wash, rinse, repeat, especially the second to last fight. And there's a reason for it, and find the reason for it when it's done, and you think about it. But watching it, it's like, why is this 20 minutes? Why hasn't he moved from this spot? Fucking go. But again, as a technical exercise, I think it's awesome. As a film, it doesn't quite land. And I think that's a shame because there is a lot of passion and a lot of craft in it, but it's hampered. But then again, I think this was mostly done as a reel or a proof of concept for 7 years until COVID came in and they were like, hey, let's finish this and put it out as a movie. Others went, good call. So they did. And it's okay. But I liked it better than the other movie I watched, The Roses, which Kevin already mentioned. Unlike Kevin, I fucking hated it. I hated everything fucking about it. It starts okay, but it refuses to get dark. It refuses to get vicious. It doesn't have any wit. It is Olivia Colman does such massive heavy lifting for a mostly game cast, but the problem is a lot of them are just absolute shit. Cumberbatch is not good in it. What's her name from Saturday Night Live? She wasn't fucking funny in that, and she wasn't funny in the Ghostbusters movie either. Kate McKinnon is atrocious in it. Uh, the last Doctor Who, what's his? I cannot pronounce his name. Nkunti Gatwa.
Sure.
I just going to leave you to struggle with that one, Dave.
Yeah, all right. He tries, but again, they don't give him shit to do. Zoe Chow, I like her and stuff, and they don't give her anything worth saying. The screenplay is atrocious, and it's just not well made. And it's a shame because, like, I like other versions of War of the Roses, and there've been quite a few. Not just the book and the movie, but there's been a few stage versions, and I think there's a TV version. There have been other adaptations that all of them work better than this. This is just toothless, and it refuses to get dark, and it refuses to get vicious, and literally half the jokes in the last like 2/3 are just, oh, they said something kind of vulgar and mean, but it's not vicious, it's not cruel, it's just limp and lame. And Jay Roach needs to fucking retire, man. This is one of the most pathetic and tedious outings I have seen in a long fucking time. The fact that nobody recommended this on my yearly quest for the worst movies just says how few people saw it, and those people were smarter than myself. Because this is crap. That said, this week, Kevin decided to kill any chance I had of getting a win and a little psychological validation by picking the 1975 American psychological comedy drama film by Milos Forman, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I countered that with the 2024 comedy action film City Hunter. Tyler,
Yes.
would you like to pick a movie and tell us about it?
I will. I am going to go with Kevin's pick, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is about a rebellious convict who is sent to a psychiatric hospital for evaluation in 1963 Oregon and encourages his companions to take more control of their lives and defy the crazy head nurse. Uh, it's funny. This movie is amazing, but I don't have that much to say about it, which is probably why it's considered a classic. This is an absolute fucking classic. Timeless, brilliantly acted, funny, and just fucking heartbreaking all at the same time. It's a movie that will make you feel like every goddamn emotion under the sun by the time the credits roll. I mean, the way this film handles humanity and the human spirit, showing how cruel one could be, and on the same side, there's just so much compassion in it as well. It's truly incredible stuff. Jack Nicholson is a fucking revelation in it. I mean, his performance is absolutely brilliant. I loved Brad Dourif in this. He's great. Louise Fletcher is amazing as Nurse Ratched too. I mean, she is just an incredible antagonist in this movie. Just wonderful performance from her. Danny DeVito's really good. Christopher Lloyd, Scatman Crothers. This cast is fucking stacked. It's a great cast. Milos Forman directed the fuck out of this movie. I would say it's my favorite movie of his, but the thing is, he made The People versus Larry Flint, which is
knew
a
you were
masterpiece.
There was a split second I thought maybe he'll say Amadeus, but no.
No, People versus Larry Flint is a fucking masterpiece, and I hope we can cover that soon on this podcast. Hell, I'm gonna pick that soon because that movie is fucking incredible. I love that movie.
It's about a porn mogul. It has Courtney Love in it. I was like, there's no way that's not his favorite Milos Forman film.
Oh
No,
no, it
you're
is.
right, and I knew it. I wanted to,
I mean, Amadeus is good too. Don't get me wrong; he's made a lot of good shit. But man, People versus Larry Flint is incredible.
There
But
aren't enough issues of Hustler being thrown around in Amadeus. I'll grant you that, Tyler.
It's true.
That is a feeling.
It is true. But yeah, it's Cuckoo's Nest is a masterpiece. It's a film totally deserving of its classic status in film history. It's just wonderful stuff, and it's a gut punch every time I watch it. So yeah, really, really good film.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Tyler here because I also don't have much to say. Yeah, it's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's a fucking classic. It's a masterpiece. It's one of those ones that's gonna forever have a copy preserved. Humanity will die in a nuclear fire, and there will be a copy left in a storage unit on this cold, dead planet that someday be discovered by another civilization, and that's cool. Uh, I agree. Louise Fletcher is she's incredible in it as Nurse Ratched. She's always fantastic. Her career should have been better. She always gave great performances. Uh, it's is it Nicholson's best? Probably. I mean, like I love Chinatown. Chinatown's one of my all-time favorite films. Uh, he's incredible in A Few Good Men. It has other issues, but he's great. Five Easy Pieces, fantastic. Easy Rider, really good. The Crossing Guard, was it The Crossing Guard?
Yep.
Or yeah, okay. Excellent. He's always fantastic. The Departed, great. Even Mars Attacks, he's a blast. But this is probably his best performance by like a lot. It's fantastic. Will Sampson is great as Chief Broadman. Brad Dourif is excellent. Christopher Lloyd. Like I'm just gonna like repeat because that's this film has been covered to death. Myra Small is excellent as Candy. I don't think she probably gets as much of a nod as she should. I believe she mostly was a singer on Broadway. Like she's in the original. I think she's in the original Grease, and she's in a couple stagings of Sound of Music from like the '60s. Uh, she's uh, she's the Janis Joplin character in American Pop, which she's excellent in that also. Anyway, she's fantastic, and she gives a great performance here. I just thinking about it, I think that's the only one I haven't read like praise to the heavens elsewhere, so I figured I'd take a moment to add my 2 cents. Yeah, when it's good, it's fantastic. Uh, I'm not sure how well it would have worked because Kirk Douglas actually tried to star in the film version. He actually owned the rights and first did the character in the '63 Broadway adaptation. I bet that would have been interesting, but things were delayed, so he didn't get to do it. But probably for the best because what we got is fantastic. I don't think there's few films that I don't think are possible to be improved upon, and this is one of them. And I think for English language films, the other two I can think of off the top of my head were also directed by Milos Forman. I don't think anybody could make this better. I don't think anybody could make Amadeus or the People versus Larry Flint better. Yeah, it's a good one. It's fantastic. Why is it every time I think of, hey, here's a fun, goofy little movie for us to watch, Kevin's like, here's a Stone Cold classic, bitch. Fucker.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? The iconic quintuple Oscar winner, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Is this what we're doing now, Kevin? Is this what we're doing now?
Well,
Are you going to be picking The Godfather next?
Yeah.
Citizen Kane?
I think
Maybe just a
coincidentally,
static shot of a Sistine Chapel?
I think we're about a week away from the 50th anniversary of this being released, and I did not realize that. I just thought it'd been far too long since I'd seen this.
Then why did you do that? You could have just said, "Oh, I did it for the anniversary," and just not been a piece of shit. But now you've just admitted that you're a piece of shit, haven't you? Haven't you?
He
Poor
did.
Dave. Did you even think about Dave once when you were picking this
didn't.
film?
He,
No.
he did.
Yeah, I mean, I laughed a lot when I realised I was.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that check.
It's kind of tough to talk about. You're all right. The way I put it is like every 4 years the Olympics comes around and you'll see some gymnast and they've been training since they were like 3 fucking years old, and they're completely defying the laws of physics and just reducing grown men to tears, and then it will like cut to some like balding middle-aged guy who just holds up a card of a score out of 10, and it feels so unnuanced. It doesn't feel like that. Like scoring it makes any sense. Like I don't know. I don't want to talk about objectively great films, Kevin. I want to talk about Night Beast again. Well, like what am I adding to 50 years of discourse about this film? Who wants to hear me? Kevin, you got me feeling really worried over here. Jesus Christ. It's so good. Like some films are so right. You can see immediately where they could have gone like so wrong. Like Nicholson could have like overwhelmed this film, but he doesn't. It's his most generous performance, and he just slots right into this ensemble, and everybody makes everybody else sing. It's perfect. It could feel very, very stagey, very stiff, but it doesn't. It feels very loose. Feels authentic. It even feels like improvisational at points when I assume it's really tightly scripted. Ratched could be like the most one-note villain, but like Louise Fletcher makes her fascinating, like fascinatingly unknowable. I watched this with James, my stepson, and it was interesting that he had he knew nothing about this. Except the tiniest little plot, the tiniest little synopsis. So he didn't know, but Louise Fletcher is kind of like the iconic villain, like pure fucking evil. So he was watching it kind of with a much more open mind than I ever was, because the first time I watched this, I knew that she was like an iconic villain, but he went into it seeing her in a more kind of like open way and seeing Jack Nicholson being a bit of a shit, and I thought it was just. I imagine it's an even more film if you go in there with no expectations, but Louise Fletcher's amazing. I mean, the supported cast, it could easily be, and I think it would now, with people begging for awards, it could be full of like showboating, like supporting turns, everyone trying to get their moment in camera, everyone trying to stand out, and there isn't like a hint of that sort of desperation. I mean, there's Kevin's desperation. That's a separate issue, Kevin, and we'll talk about that later. But amongst the performances, it's just this most perfect fucking ensemble that just work together so well. Like, I want to praise the casting department, but I don't know. I reckon like they were casting this movie, and they looked out. They did like open auditions, perhaps, and they looked out into the waiting room, and you see Danny DeVito sitting there, and Sidney Lassick, and Christopher Lloyd, and Will Sampson, and fucking Vincent Schiavelli. You see all of those people lined up in the waiting room for your movie. You're taking a half day for sure. You're like, okay, there we go. There's my movie casted. That's just what an incredible cast of just odd little very talented freaks. I love this cast. It's a great fucking film, man. It's meticulous and precise in that way that it doesn't look like it's trying to be meticulous and precise, and it feels too human to end on such an inhuman note, which just makes it hit so much fucking harder. It's kind of a rope-a-dope. It invites you in and then just fucking knocks you the fuck out of that ending, because I couldn't. It's always the same. I watch this movie and at the end I just sit there silent, thinking, we used to lobotomize people. We used to find people too much hassle, so we turn them into breathing bags of meat, and sat these breathing bags of meat in chairs for decades until they died. Like, what the fuck? And this is a great movie about that. I mean, I know there are moments of hope and inspiration in the end as well, but mostly I just think, fucking hell. God, we're awful as a species. Like, I agree with Dave. Like, there is no legitimate, issue with it. I would like it to be a bit longer, like another 30, 40 minutes, because I remember the relationship between Jack Nicholson and Brad Dourif's character having more screen time, and it didn't. And I think it just demonstrates how well it's put together in its limited screen time. But I could watch another 30, 40 minutes of this. It's very, very good. Obviously, Kevin, enjoy your win, Kevin.
I do actually know something about the casting. I meant to say that I forgot.
Yeah.
DeVito and a few others were actually doing this play off Broadway the year before, with William Devane playing the lead.
I fucking love William Devane.
Right?
I mean,
it's a heck of a. I don't remember how many, but I think it's half. It might be a little bit less, but several of them were in that stage mounting. Yeah.
Just some of the most unique performers all put together, and none of them, and they all work so well together. It doesn't feel like anyone's like pushing their way into the spotlight. It's just, it's perfect. And Kevin has my vote at the end of the episode because he is a shameless whore who has whored himself for that vote, and you're a whore.
Yeah. I can tell it's actually slightly traumatized Dave this week already because we've got this far and he's not even mentioned the book. So, you want to take that moment now, Dave? I mean, we've not read it.
I mean, no, because it's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I know for a fact none of you have read the fucking book.
I am glad that I gave you that moment, Craig, sitting and watching this with James. That is why I picked it. Sometimes, even though I think we probably don't have much to add to the conversation, apart from a personal viewpoint, sometimes our podcast is an excuse to pick a film that we either watch with someone else there or rewatch for the first time in a long time. And for
well,
me,
I did get an extra perspective to it, which was interesting. But that was interesting for me, not for any of these, not for either the poor dozen or so people listening to this.
Well, it's stuck with us by now anyway. You know that after 8.5 years. I got a different perspective as well this time. Like I've always loved One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I can't remember the first time I saw it. I do remember I was too young to understand the end. Like it was very upsetting, and I couldn't even recognize the optimism because I was still upset over the rest. I'm like, why did he do that to his friend? What's going on? These are questions I had. So that's how young I was at not even knowing what had happened at the end fully. But this was also an experiment this week because then I found out I still can't get to the end of this film without breaking down into a bubbling mess of tears. As soon, and I mean as soon as the first notes of that quiet music starts to build, when the chief is beside the bed of Nicholson's character, I was gone. Like that's me gone. So you're talking, I want to say like it's 2-3 minutes through the end credits, with the water unit picked up and stuff. I just went through obviously to seek comfort from Vicky, turned around and went, "Oh, look at you big fanny," and and that was it. that was the full ending experience. But yeah, I still love it, and it's interesting that I see more and see it in a different way now, but still, like, so much of it has changed in my perspective of it, but hasn't really, because I think every time I've watched it, I've just understood everything that was playing out. Like you were saying about James watching it and not realizing, how Nurse Ratched really is. And this time around, I mean, I know that, we know that, we've watched it before, but this time around, I'm also watching and thinking she's like, there are the moments where she doesn't seem as bad, and moments where she's just, a bit, we do the job this way and we do it that way, and she's by the book. I'm like, yeah, Nicholson's gone in, he's created chaos, he's taken him on a fishing trip, and has ultimately had a party in the place, which always happens earlier than I think, with the ending really coming along. I'm like, oh, I thought we still had so much to go. And is, Nicholson is fucking around, and by the end he finds out in the worst possible way. That's what this is. And he's not he's not a nice character. You sometimes forget that because he's Jack Nicholson, giving his cheeky, charming Jack Nicholson grin and being a wise ass and doing that. Like, he's there to try and dodge some of his sentence, and this time it was done for statutory rape. And he's like, yeah, she looked older to me. He's not apologetic or really remorseful for his actions. So he's going in there with that. Like the real sort of sad center of it is Billy, played by Brad Dourif. And that's amazing. Like, I always watched this and thought Nicholson's amazing, Fletcher's amazing. So that's two, I would say, like, all-time best performances from them, or contenders in their careers. And then I always really liked Samson. I know he doesn't have to sort of do as much in terms of emoting or being part of all the groups, but Will Sampson, he's the presence, he's the calm, he's brilliant. So I always thought of those three. And then Dourif, like, before I even knew who Dourif was and anything else, thought he was amazing here. But it is a performance with the added the added sort of physical, the speech impediment and the mannerisms that can help him convey his character in a really obvious physical way. But it's brilliant. Like, I'm not taking anything away from that, but it doesn't have to, it. I think it is really wonderfully done, but it doesn't have to necessarily be subtle. But this time around as well, I've always liked Christopher Lloyd in this. Danny DeVito's always fun and just wandering around with a little smile on his face for a lot of the time. But Sidney Lassick is just so damn good.
Yeah, I love him.
The scene where he wants his cigarettes is just like brilliant. And William Redfield as well, who's Harding. It's like, if I remember right, I think he's the one that turns around to Nicholson's character at one point and says, like, we're not stuck here. Because that's the other thing. I remembered the big moments of this, and they're there, and they punch you in the gut, or they give you a high while watching. You're watching the baseball game on TV, having the trip, the whole final scenes. But the the two moments where Nicholson, like, when he finds out, oh, that was your prison sentence, but now you're in the care of Nurse Ratched, he's like, well, his face and as he's processing the shit he's actually got himself in is brilliant. And then when he realizes that, I think almost everyone else around him, certainly in the group chat environment, is there voluntarily, and they've all got different reasons for being there, and they're not leaving, so they have given themselves over to this institutionalization. And McMurphy would never choose to do that. He took that thinking he was going to get away. It's just absolutely wonderful. And I think whenever people talk about films anyway, all you can really do is bring your own personal journey with it, and talk about them from your perspective. Otherwise, everybody is just regurgitating the same thing. So we've maybe said stuff that other people have said already, but it's how we have spent time with this film here. And I agree as well with Dave and his praise for the actress. I've forgotten her name. Is it Candy that she plays?
Yeah, Myra
Yeah.
Small.
Yeah.
It's Candy.
Wonderful, because I think I heard something a few weeks ago, absolutely by chance again. Somebody else was discussing One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in passing. And I think it was one of those conversations about, it's a great film, but how does it hold up now? Let's realise there are problems in there. And they were on about how I think how the women are portrayed in this. Obviously, Ratched is the main villain, if you like. Candy is treated like a bit of a party favor, certainly by the end of the film. But I also think they are certainly Small is like a softness to all the edge and spikiness, and her performance is like, it's really sweet and really nice, and her moments with Durif are really quite lovely. Um, it's like a strange juxtaposition against all of the moments with other staff, often dealing with the patients. They want to get the job done, and sometimes be quite abrupt. Obviously, they have to be tense and ready if there's any confrontation or any tempers building. They have to do that. Even the lovely, and I would say often quite cuddly seeming Scatman Crothers is quite spiky and tense for good reason. But it's just, yeah, I think Small is great because of what she brings to it, and as Craig says as well, like, everybody just brings something here, and it's brilliant. I mean, I would have loved to see Devane in this role on stage, because if there's anyone that can match Nicholson's look and charisma, I think in this kind of role it would be Devane. So that would have been quite the sight. But this is, yeah, it's a Stone Cold classic. I look forward to my sweep, but I didn't just pick it for that reason. It was long overdue. I had to go and grab a towel and just bury my face in the towel end, which is what I've done every time I've watched this film. I really don't know if I'll ever get through this without crying at the end, which is, it's always an odd one when it's something that you then, you're well acquainted with. Like, I know it's coming, the end scene that upsets me, and the music and the imagery, and I'm steeling myself against it. Be like, no, this will be a time. I'm a man. I've got up for 50 years old. I can get through this. I know this is a fiction that has moved me, but that is it. And next minute, I'm just like, ah! So thank you all for joining me with that this week. I appreciate it. And then we went to Dave's piece of shit little film that's about us. No, yeah, City Hunter. I made the joke on Instagram about there being no confusion this week, because the Jackie Chan film from some years ago is the same character, isn't it? Supposedly, isn't that right? Based on the same.
It's supposed to be.
material.
There was one before that that's supposed to be the same character with oh, I'm totally brain farting on who's in the other City Hunter movie. The one before it.
I know it's like it's an IP that's been around for a
Yes,
while,
for
and
a long.
I can't remember the details of the Jackie Chan film. I have seen it. It's not like one of his better films, but City Hunter is. So it's the tale of adventure and daring do, with Ryo Saeba being the main character, played by Ryo Suzuki. He's an agent. He's a bit of a playboy. He's obsessed with women in bikinis and has quite a massive box of porn in his apartment. It looks like it was dropped off by Paul Rudd after the 40-year-old virgin finished shooting. So you have that. The plot concerns people being kind of experimented on and driven to acts of violence by what's going on. That's all I'm going to say, because this was like this was a fun film. I enjoyed this, but I think it kind of bounces all over the place in a way that I think matches the. Well, I don't know if it matches the source material, but I would assume matches sort of what people would want from the character, and puts them in that exciting sort of hot pursuit style, and gives him a chance to hang out with pretty ladies sometimes. I enjoyed this. I thought the opening was really strong, and then it sagged a little bit. So it was sort of up and down throughout. But the times where it went back to the main sort of action, I thought was better than the other stuff where it was the investigation, where it was putting the pieces together. So yeah, I think those who know what they're getting from this sort of thing will be happy that they get it. I think it does deliver. It's over the top when it does the action. It's it's a main character who's cocky, who's pretty super skilled. I love his trick shots with a gun. That's great stuff. And yeah, there is some fun with the more awkward scenes where he's stuck beside women, especially when he's got the it's a cosplay event, isn't it? In the second half. That was
Yes.
quite fun. And when he's just like initially getting dressed up with the girls and seeing what's going to happen. I mean, I really like Suzuki in the lead role. Actually, I think he had a great mix of cockiness and slight goofiness. His character is ridiculous, but he also is capable of doing what he's sent out to do in terms of like agent work. So that was good, and he was good in that performance. The main actress alongside him is Misato Morita. I thought she was quite good. And then there's a supporting role, really, for Masanobu Ando, who I liked as well. And then that was it beyond my notes, because I was keeping track of like quite the fast-paced shenanigans, which is always a way I find when it's an adaptation from like a pretty action-heavy manga or anime series. I'm always like having to fully concentrate on what's going on, and even then, I'm still worried that I've missed something. So I did enjoy it, Dave. I had fun with this one. I think it was slick. It was it was well paced. I did say it went up and down a bit, but it would always, when it got back to an action beat or just a sequence that focused on the fun again, it was really good. So yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's no One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but it was alright.
Should I go?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Sorry. Well, first, I think like we're all very quick to like beat up on Tyler when he hits us with another like degenerate pervert film, as he does. But I realised watching this one, I can trace a line from Hentai Cayman to City Hunter. I'm calling it like the heroic Japanese pervert line, and it's very much Dave's thing. And I'll investigate further, but there's a link, there's a pattern. I'm gonna have a little look into it later on, but I think I'll find quite a few little Japanese films with pervert.
There was many
protagonist.
years between Hentai Came and City Hunter. I'm just
I'm
going to
gonna
point
find some
that
more.
out.
Find some more. I'm gonna invest. I want you to know this hasn't gone unnoticed. Okay, Dave, your little Japanese pervert party. I know. I noticed.
He
Yeah, I
picks
like.
Pinku films yearly. I'm just pointing this out, okay?
It's true. It's true. So I just you're a pervert too. Just like Tyler. Accept it. You're a pervert,
I never denied that.
and so is
I never denied
Kevin
that.
for picking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I don't know why that makes him a pervert, but it does. I'm the only good, clean person on this podcast. Yeah, I like this one. It's very likable. It's basically cinematic candy floss. Like, it is colourful, it is sweet. It'll give you a little buzz, but it will not sustain you in any way. Like, it's barely a snack, let alone a meal, unless you're like a Morgan Spurlock type making a really condescending documentary about how you shouldn't eat just candy floss for a month. Is this movie will not sustain you. It is just it's fluff. It's sugary fluff, and that's fine. I enjoy. I really liked Ryo Suzuki. He very much embodies like a living anime character. There's a scene where he has like a tantrum because he has been fooled by another character's sexiness and he's annoyed with himself. And it's such a perfectly anime moment the way he reacts to it. He really just embodies that character. I liked Miss Satu Morita. She was adorable and she had great chemistry with Suzuki. I thought Masanobu Ando also had really, really good chemistry with Suzuki. I kind of wish that certain plot developments could have come later in the film so that their chemistry could have been better utilized because they really work well together, and it's just the way the plot development happens, it's just a bit too weightless at the time that it comes in the film. I wish it had come a little bit later. I think the action scenes are really good. They're really slick, well choreographed. They're fun, but they've got impact. I could have done with like a little blood because sometimes it just felt like a little bit too soft. But they're working within this frame, and they do a good job with it. The It's funny, it's got a good script. It's got a couple of great lines about pervert Aladdin, and I've just wrote here, serious face, nay. And I was like, when does he say nay? And then it came to me, is he wearing is he wearing like a reindeer on his crotch?
A horse, yes.
At the,
He was wearing
a
horse head on his
horse.
crotch.
And that's why he
Yes.
says, nay instead of no, and it really made me laugh. But in my notes, it just was not clear. I just wrote nay was funny. But that was very funny. It's fun. It's funny. I got a few issues with the production design because it's kind of a mixed bag. Like the costume design, the hair, makeup, really, really good, really strong. But otherwise, I think it's visually flat. Like the sets are very basic. They're badly lit. They're either overlit or underlit, and they either need to be more stylized or more grounded. They're just in a kind of no man's land, and it's annoying because like, if you watch anime or read manga, like the background art is always really, really detailed because that's where a lot of the character building is done. That's where a lot of the world building is done, and it's very Netflix movie of them to not really dig into that, and for the sets to just be forgettable cookie cutter background, which is a shame because the costume and the hair and makeup, that element of the production design is strong. I think it was badly lit, and there wasn't one memorable like setting, which was a shame. But I had a good time. I think I would have liked it more as like a 1 hour TV pilot leading on to a series because I'm kind of more interested. I'm more excited to watch a second part to this. I feel like it did a really good job of setting everything up, and now I just want to watch a lady with a giant hammer beating a pervert. And Maybe there'll be a second one, and Dave will make us watch it at the same time that Kevin picks Citizen Kane, because he
I
really
mean,
is
if they make a second one,
demented,
you
evil
will
man.
watch it. Yes.
Yes, we will watch it. But yeah, I had a good time. It's just I you I, I don't know how you wouldn't. It's just good natured fun with perversity, which is just Dave's whole vibe. I've decided.
I guess you're actually not wrong about that, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this one. The action scenes and the fight choreography are fucking amazing too. It has so much energy and just so much frenetic style, and the way it utilizes the anime aesthetic into live action is really just fantastic. I really like the cast. I love that our lead is just a goofy pervert who, I mean, we should totally have like more pervy on-screen action heroes, I think. Just yeah, just bring on the perverts. We need more. I mean, it's a if you want to get nitpicky, it's a bit uneven narratively, and the tone is kind of all over the map. But for me, I don't know if I'd even call that a knock because I feel like that works so well with how zany this movie actually is. Not all the comedy lands, but when it does, it's really good. It's well edited. It looks great visually. It's just super colorful. Everything pops. I'm not familiar with the manga or the source material, but after watching this, I would be totally down for checking it out because if it's in line with the tone of this movie, I think I would dig it. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, Dave. Like I would have totally went past this on Netflix if you'd never picked it. I just thought it was just another anime adaptation. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I picked this because I needed something that was different from horror movies after last month. And this is about as far from a horror movie as you can get. Well, not totally true, but for our wheelhouse, it's as far from a horror movie. It's maybe thinly connected because of mutant psycho virus killers, but not totally. There's enough of a disconnect that I can pretend it's not. Unlike One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is a straight up horror, Kevin. Yeah, I enjoy this. I also really like the what it's based on, City Hunter, and the spin-off Angel Heart. There have been a lot of adaptions of City Hunter over the years, and most of them kind of what's a nice word for suck? Suck. Where they just don't get it. The Jackie Chan movie didn't get it right at all. There was one before that with uh I'm totally brain farting. Um uh, Andy Lau, actually, called Savior of the Soul, which is it definitely does not get it. There's a French film adaptation in 2019, I think, that kinda gets it. But this one hits it best. There's a Korean TV series which goes a weird dark way with it that just that's a weird one that you can watch on all Disney platforms if you're curious. But this is the best adaptation of City Hunter for me. The cast really gets it. It's funny. The action scenes are work. Uh, the hold on, I scrolled away from my notes. Let me go back to them. Uh, yeah, I the lead really does well. The opening, like Craig said, is fantastic. It has a solid small role for uh Mazanobu Ando. You guys recognize him? The sidekick in the opening?
No, my
No.
my, my memory's
Uh,
not good, Dave. We know this.
he's in Battle Royale. He's
Oh yeah,
Up
yeah,
there,
he's
yeah.
in I mean he's in a shit ton of stuff, but Battle Royale is definitely the one that you would know off the top of your heads. He's the guy that volunteers to be there and kills everyone. I don't remember the character.
To be fair, would he have been about 14
He would
in
have been
Battle
about
Royale?
24 in Battle Royale. Yes.
All right. He doesn't look too old
Yeah, because
here.
he's 40 something now. He's not too old. How old do you think Battle Royale is, bud?
Battle Royale's Battle Royale's 2000,
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
25.
Or
Yeah.
99?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the clock is
I know.
ticking, Dave.
But I'm not dead yet. Fuck
It's
you.
just-
It's not that
yeah.
old. It was like 8 months ago. Go fuck yourself.
When I got my new copy of The Mask on 4K that day, I was like, yeah, shit, The Mask is about 30
Yeah,
years
the
old.
mask is pretty old. Yeah, they're both old. We're
Wow.
all old.
I tell you what, for the amount of times things have made me feel old lately, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest really made me feel
Yeah.
young. I was like, look how old this is. Look how Jack Nicholson's already going bald in 1975. I felt like a baby.
That's pretty good. That was funny. Yeah, I really liked this adaptation of City Hunter. It gets a lot right, and it's a blast. It is a fun time had by mostly me. I do hope that they make a sequel. That'd be really nice. That's about all I have to say. Again, I don't have much to say about either. I think you're gonna go right no matter which one you pick. They're both a good time. Which brings us to that time. It's time to pick one, and yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Fucking asshole.
Yeah, same.
Same.
The resignation.
Same. Yay. What a enjoyable and unexpected sweep.
You know, every time, man, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna pick something really fun this week, and Kevin's like, boom, motherfucking classic, bitch. Every fucking time. Uh, fuck. So to combat, what the fuck did that accent come from? To combat Kevin's classiness, we're going to team Tyler and Craig together. What do you guys have for us next week?
Because it is Noirvember, I'm going to go for a little unseen noir. It is the 1951 Mexican noir melodrama Victims of Sin.
Nice. Can I announce my B movie director
Yeah, you
pick as
can,
well?
but do weeks first.
All right. All right. So next week, guys, we're going back to my top 25 and we're watching The Doom Generation made by the absolutely wonderful Gregor Rocky. And for the special, Dave is making us watch, well, not make us, we have to pick a B movie director. So I'm going with Lloyd Kaufman. Shocker. And we are watching Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead.
Nice.
You're wishing you could pick One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest again, eh,
No,
Dave?
I'm not. I'm looking forward to Poultrygeist and Victims of Sin and saying nothing nice about Doom Generation.
Oh, Doom Generation. I'm gonna gush jizz next week because I love that movie so much.
So much jizz. We've had this conversation in private many times.
We have, and Poultrygeist just got a sequel announced too, so that's pretty cool. It's timely.
Look at that, being fucking finger on the pulse. That's why we get paid the big bucks.
We live in a world
Mm.
where Poultrygeist gets a sequel, but we have never had two more Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay, exactly how the fuck would that work?
Two cuckoos, two nests. I don't know. Just something. They could have done
Well,
it.
Jack Nicholson could still be in that chair.
Yeah.
You saw the end of the movie, right?
Oh yeah. No. Well, they'd have to be really not paying attention for him to still be in that chair.
They just have him propped up watching basketball games. It's the one role he'd come out of retirement for. He would just be paid to sit and watch basketball games.
Would there even be a skeleton left?
Yeah, he's fine, Dave. His friend made sure he was comfortable in bed at the end, and that's why I'm reading that moment. And he is just resting until the sequel opportunity comes along.
Tyler, you've got to give him the business. Get me out. Stop this, please, Tyler.
We're on Instagram, Raiders_of_the_podcast. We're on Facebook, where I sometimes remember to post stuff on Wednesdays. I remembered this week
Yay!
on Wednesday, so that
Oh yeah.
was a fucking shock, but I did it. We have a YouTube channel where you can like, subscribe, and comment and watch Kevin's awesome videos. We have a Discord. We have a Blue, and you can always email us at raidersofthepodcast@gmail.com.
As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me, guys. Much to my deep chagrin, I'll talk to you next week.
Yay!
Yeah.
See ya.